Hey everybody, welcome to Talking Stocks, coming to you live from Long Island, New York. I'm Dr.
Among other places.
Coming to you live from Oakland, California is Arjun. And Jake is with us today. Jake is from somewhere in the United States.
Yeah, I'm from Austin today. Yeah,
Austin today.
Austin. Oh, look at that.
Nice.
Dan's requested you. Dan, we got you requested Jake. I conjured him up for you.
Ask and you shall receive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Over 50. We got to be very happy about that, huh?
So when you get a new Tesla in a week, Jake?
Yep, I'm here. Yep, I'm here.
When are you getting a new Tesla?
So nice you have to say him twice.
Yeah, we got him twice.
We got Jake A and Jake B.
Yeah, I
don't know why I'm up here twice. I don't know why I'm up here twice. Can we move one of me?
There we go.
I removed one of you.
Yep.
So we only have one of you.
Even half a Jake is worth more than two Dr. Spikes.
So I'm late starting the show because I had to buy everything AD that I didn't already own.
Yeah, look at this. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. With the Biogen decision coming this week or at the latest next Tuesday, it's affecting the biotech, the whole sector is affected.
Yeah, that's great.
Well, yeah. Now, I saw an article, again, some people saying that the advisory group for the Biogen product is not 100% bearish, to say the least.
It was split down the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's why they wrote the article. They wanted to make sure that there was some people who had dissension. And so it was more about whether or not the process is generally political or not. That if enough advocacy groups want the medicine, even if it doesn't appear to work as well as they would hope, that that they should actually, if they were going to make an error, they should make an error towards the science and less towards the advocacy.
They were not only
I don't know. Politics is a weird thing.
But there was more than efficacy issues. There were safety issues raised as well.
Brain swelling, yeah.
Yeah.
They couldn't tell whether or not the brain swelling was due to the Alzheimer's or due to the medicine.
Yeah. Well, that is tough. I mean,
it is. So so I'm going to put Biogen as a coin flip, even though a lot of people think, in their cynicism that it's going to get approved.
A lot of people think it's not. I'd say 50-50. 50%.
Yeah.
50% say it won't. But I think Anvs and Sava are in no lose.
Yeah, look and see that.
I love Anvs. Now that I closed out my short on Anvs, I'm ready to come back in.
You closed that right away.
Yeah, that was the easiest short ever, and my first short ever.
Easiest and quickest.
Yeah.
Wait, what short?
I shorted Anvs at like 93. I don't know why Fidelity let me. It was amazing.
I'm back on.
Great.
So I was saying, if we analyze this, it's good for Anvs and it's good for Sava if it gets approved, because in the standards of the FDA for approval, the bar is low, much lower.
Right.
And if it doesn't get approved, then that leaves Sava and Anvs in the sweet spot.
Yep.
And also buyout opportunities.
I think it's a no lose. You buy it no matter what.
And what about AVXL? That seemed to be a laggard in all of this.
I know, but I figured I'd buy some anyway.
Okay, good idea.
So
and Denali also. Denali just took a little bit off of its cut on the news.
Yeah.
It's still down, but it was headed down. It had a big red.
I didn't look at the averages the last hour. I don't know, but I was very keen on the Alzheimer's drugs. Jake, you playing the Alzheimer's drugs?
I'm not. Which one should I look at?
Well, there's Sava, which I own some, and Anvs, which I got back in a little late. I got back in at 46, but it finished nicely.
Yeah.
And what else? AVXL, which is not doing much. Denali, which I don't know how Denali did today. I have no idea.
It went down a lot in the morning, but then it got some of it back. But like we said, the chart was indicating a downward day.
Yeah, and then you have Lilly, which I think was flat on the day, and you have of course Biogen, which is the big one.
Right. So it would be actually interesting to figure out what a good entry price for Denali, and people are asking for an entry price on DermTech.
Okay.
Which is a reasonable question also.
But I think we have to really concentrate on AD drug stocks a little bit today. At least a little bit, because it's all over the news. The Biogen decision could come tomorrow. I mean, it's a biggie either way.
Yeah.
Look at what it means for Biogen.
The fact that Anvs went up 11 points.
You know, Biogen, if it doesn't get approved, is going to take a big hit in price.
Yeah, and then I'm very worried about XBI and IBB if that happens. That's going to be the tide that either lifts or sinks some boats in the short run.
Yeah, I think I didn't think about that. I think it's going to affect the whole bio industry.
I didn't think about that.
It will, and so let's hope it's an approval.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. We hope for approval, but it depends on whether or not these naysayers are right.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not playing.
They're saying that that all of these people may disqualify themselves from Sava tests or Anvs tests because they're too steeped into the other medicine.
Right.
I mean, personally, I think the market's big enough for all entries in it.
There's one other fact: if Biogen's drug gets approved, first of all, it'll be the first drug approved in over 2 decades.
Right.
20 some odd failures. And most of those failures all had the same approach, trying to stop the beta amyloid from forming in the brain, beta amyloid protein that clogs up the brain. But I don't know the Biogen's method of action.
It's monoclonal antibodies for the same exact thing.
Oh, okay. Well, my point is, if it's approved, it'll be a shot in the arm for Biogen. If it's not approved, not only will Biogen stocks suffer, but they're going to have to go shopping for a merger candidate because they have garbage in the rest of their pipeline.
Right.
Yeah.
Again, which still makes good news for Sava, I would imagine.
Yeah.
But but bad news. But bad news for the Alzheimer's community.
They're also partnered up in a few drugs with Sage and Ionis, so they'll be affected as well.
Yeah, no, it was a question that came up a couple times. You know, they were saying that if it got approved, Biogen could go up to like 370, which is like a really good pop. Yeah. But the question was, well, where would it go down to if it failed?
Well,
against, let's say a coin flip. Would it go down 100?
If approved, up 100. If not approved, down 100.
So then it's a coin flip.
I think so.
A coin flip with a coin flip payoff. That's not what we have with CVM, right? CVM is a coin flip.
CVM is all or nothing. CVM.
Right. No, but still a big payoff.
Nice.
Right. So we should have played a strangle on this one.
On CVM?
A strangle.
No, on the Biogen.
On Biogen. Yeah, but the prices of the options short term are very high.
Yeah, very high.
A strangle sounds like a great idea.
Yeah, but
what are the chances that
huge premium? You got to get a 25-point move either way to break even.
Which is what we're seeing. Which is anticipating. Right, because you're right. The premium will be very high if we're strangling 5 points on either side. But if we do 50 points on either side, it might be cheap.
I
don't think cheap is in the vocabulary of buying it for options on Biogen.
Well, you see how I'm talking out of my backside because I never do that stuff.
Yeah, Biogen premiums.
I'm speculating based on what my textbooks
going out as far as you like. They're disproportionately huge.
Okay.
Well,
Well,
proportion.
is there a volatility play? Is there a VIX play on the BIIB?
I'm using the wrong word. They're proportionately huge,
Yeah, right, exactly.
not disproportionate.
Yeah, maybe there's a BIBB VIX.
Linda's here, Jiggly's here, Dan A is here. They're all having a hot conversation on
Oh yeah. No, we provide a great forum for these conversations.
DermTech, XXII is being discussed.
Yes.
Biogen is being discussed. There's a big discussion going on. It's like another show is happening at the same time.
Well, you
Sean,
know, people figure if we get to talk to each other, they get to talk to each other. That's great.
Sean is here. They're all here. They all know each other, and they're having a ball.
Yeah,
everybody's having a blast.
Glad we could be the hub of this social circle.
And Rishi joined everybody once the NTX, and I mean, there's a ton of messages on the chat that's going on simultaneously.
A lot of exciting catalysts coming up. We gotta look at Biib too, because that COVID data release is coming out in a couple weeks.
Yeah, when is that?
By the end of June.
When you weren't on with us last time,
yeah,
before Memorial Day weekend, I bought doubled my position in Biib.
Smart man.
Yeah, and I added more today.
Good.
Very nice. Yeah, it's above all the averages that have been moving, and yeah, I'm very excited.
I'm
3 weeks.
And I was alerted by one of our subscribers, a very astute fellow, about KMPH. So I did a 1-minute video on Sunday night, and I really like that one. I bought it today, and it went up sharply today, at least earlier in the day. I don't know how it finished. So we'll try to look at KMPH. I spent exactly 53 seconds on it. So maybe we could spend more than 53 seconds on it today. Jake, you've been in KMPH.
Yes, I did a long time ago.
Yes, yeah. Before they were approved, before March, right?
Yeah. And that was good play, but I always thought it was a pump stock.
Well, it's a stock that split 16-1 in reverse at one point. Right. So, I mean, even though it's over $10 and up on the day today, it's probably under $1 pre-split.
Right.
You know, probably well under $1 pre-split. But
yeah, I don't think it's greedy with those.
You know, you still got to look forward. You can't really look backwards. And go looking forwards, they do have, I think, a good ADHD drug. And that's all that matters, the future, not the past. They cut into that ADHD market, even a fraction, small fraction, it's big money. They're a $300 million microcap stock. And if they get $1 billion worth of sales with their partner, I forgot the name, Corium, whatever it is. With their partner, they're going to get 20% royalties on that. That's pretty significant for a small cap like them. All right, anyway, let's get to business. We'll chart some of this stuff. Jake, you want to say something before I start sharing screen?
No. I mean, it's been a while.
No words of wisdom yet?
Yeah, I've been only in a couple of stocks recently. Still doing the 20 to 30 for stamp pack. That always work out every time.
Yeah, that 20 to 30 swing.
Right. Like every single. Yeah.
Yeah, you mentioned that last time you were on the show. So you've been in and out of that a few times.
Yeah, like every single time. So 20 to 30. Like 4 times.
Wow.
Nice.
All right. That's a good move, 20 to 30. That's no ordinary swing.
Yeah. Nice. Go down as low as close to 16 at some point.
Nice little move. All right, so we got a lot to look at. I don't know where to begin.
Well, it's always smart to start at the beginning.
Linear Cell Technology Inc. also had a good day today with good news on its trial on dry macular degeneration. All right, so I don't know. Like, I'm really confused with it again. Give me a ticker. Somebody
give you a ticket, then do the one that do KMPH.
All right.
Yeah, let's take a look.
You might as well start with that one.
Yeah,
I
really like this one. I was taken in by what I saw, what I read, and looks pretty interesting to me.
So you said this one split 10 to 1.
Reverse split.
Okay.
A reverse split 16 to 1.
Oh, 16 to 1. Oh, geez.
Yeah, it's a big reverse split. So it's selling at 1087. That would be 1/16 of that. That's well under $1.
Yeah.
Free split. But you know, it's why I don't care about the past. I care about the future.
It's been on a run.
The future is looking good. Since March, since the approval in March, they're gearing up, with their partner to sell their what is it called? Astraeus? Astraeus? I forget the name of it. However you say the name of the ADHD drug. All right, and they're going to probably start selling in early July. So the revenues will be coming in soon. Like I said, the milestone payment of $590 million is possible, plus 20% royalties. For a 300 million microcap stock, that's very, very meaningful. The chart is broken out well above the 200. I got excited about it when it just tipped its feet above the 200. Now the whole bar is above the 200 today.
We're doing KMPH.
Yeah, so the chart is looking very nice.
Mm-hmm.
It took out some key levels. Took out a key level from all the way back here, 4.7. Took out that 1038 level. So it's looking very nice. Technicals are good. Technicals are very good. It looks to me like it should have a clear run. Let it take out the 1179 mark, and it should have a clear run.
Back to that 14.
Yes, the 14.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's very near that. It's got a little Momo.
Yeah.
And I don't care if it's pumped. What do I care?
How's the volume been? Like basically nothing.
I didn't check, but today it was 2 million.
Okay.
Don't forget, this is a micro cap stock.
Yeah, it's probably no float. Yeah.
And when they did the reverse split, they took a lot of shares off the market, right?
Yeah, it's probably. I'm guessing it's locked up with a lot of hedge funds or something.
And retail, a lot of retail investors too.
Yeah, a lot of retail.
Okay.
I would be careful with this one. The management team is somewhat dubious.
What is dubious?
He said the management
team.
The management?
Oh yeah, reputation for being very dubious.
Okay. Well, that could be. I'm new to this. I've never had a position in it before, and I just took out for the first time today. So I don't know their past history of what they might or might not have pulled in the past. But Jake apparently does. Yeah. So thanks for the warning on this. I didn't take a full position by any means. You know how I work it. I kind of edge. So if I see it continuing up, I don't care if it's a pump and dump. I'll pump along with it. What do I care?
What's the what's the next catalyst?
The next catalyst?
Yeah.
Probably earnings.
Hmm.
Earnings.
Hmm.
Probably. I don't know how they're going to be either at the beginning.
CVM has had a lot of move today. Since I see it on your screen, you might as well click on it now.
CVM.
Yeah.
Yeah, it moved a little.
It swung a lot today.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it had a big candle and went nowhere.
Yeah.
High at 23, low of 21.52, close at 21.89. I mean,
It's not getting past that 23.5.
Yeah, high at 24.15 from Thursday. It looks like it's going to be tough to take out. We're before data, and data could come any day now. I mean, it's always been like that. Data can
Any data now.
Yeah, it's been like that for like 6 months.
Yeah, that's right.
You're pretty much clear of this, aren't you, Jake?
What's that?
You're clear of this altogether, right?
Yeah, and every time I play a strangle on this, I lose money, right? So,
Yeah.
but I do feel like it's every day now. I mean, it gotta be.
Yeah, it does feel right to go into, let's say, July or August. You should be okay. I don't know about June because every time I think it's this month, it's not this month.
Right.
So maybe you need a few months.
Yeah, I was just looking for the top end of that range, and I was thinking it's 27, but it may very well be 23.5, at least for the short term.
This is not a trend line because there's only 2 hits, but just to give an idea.
Yeah, just where that range is going.
Yeah.
But if you see maybe it's a pennant kind of situation, and we're just headed towards that inevitable pop.
It's a little bit of a cup and handle.
It could be a cup and handle. I was just gonna say that. Yeah. But this sounds like it's a gamble more than anything.
Yeah, it is. This is.
Well,
we've been through this one a million times. It's all or nothing.
I mean, this is an absolute gamble. There's nothing else.
It's just throwing the dice. Pick a side, up or down, red or black, whatever.
Or you can just pick 0 and not play it.
Yeah, you can do that too.
just like the theme of war games. The only way to win is not to play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
So
get
Jake, people are actually looking for something out of your mouth in terms of some other gems to go forward. I've been noticing.
Yeah. For next play.
Do you have any gems besides the stem play?
Not yet. I'm looking for it though. Looking for my next play.
Well, Jake, maybe you don't have to look too hard. I got it on the board now. Anvs Biopharmaceuticals.
Okay. I'm a huge fan. I want back in on this.
Yeah. I'm back in, but just not with a big amount of money, but I am back in.
Well, today was a great day for it.
Yeah.
Man.
And the other play is Sava. I mean, there's nothing to say about this chart.
I guess the other question would just be, would be an entry point. I guess I would say around 50 because that's what the whisper number is on the last offering.
What was the dilution at 50?
Well, I'm saying 50 was what they were talking about, and it's right the middle of that candle.
The offering was at 50, right?
Yeah, I think 50 is a fine entry point. Yeah, it's gonna. I mean, the 9-day might just become support.
And also, I like the middle, or at least this part of the candle, to the middle of it. Somewhere in here. So somewhere between 50, 54, and 75, something like that.
Okay.
So I do think this is highly volatile. It could come back down. Why not? It could just go up to 80 tomorrow.
Yep.
Especially if there's Biogen news that the thing was approved. I think approved, it'll go higher than not approved. What's your feeling?
Agreed. Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
if Biib gets approved, it would go higher.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
If it doesn't get approved, I don't think it's going to be
Right.
high.
It'll be just a depression on the whole market.
I don't think Anvs will take it on the chin now if Biogen gets.
I completely agree. Yeah, I think it's kind of a win-win in a lot of ways.
Well, their approach, I don't think their approach is exactly the same as the traditional ones.
No, it's similar because they're not only stopping the beta amyloid from entering the brain, they're stopping 2 other proteins.
Right. It's more than one protein they were focusing on.
Alpha-synuclein protein and one other one. I mean, it's similar. The chart is good. It held the 9-day, bounced up in sympathy with the rest of the Alzheimer's drug stocks, or maybe not. Maybe that's the wrong word. It jumped up with the rest of them, not in sympathy with them, but with them. Sava.
I haven't looked at this chart in a while. Oh, beautiful. Look at that.
Very nice move today. I mean, it wasn't the move that Anvs had, but I'll take it.
Take it, so.
Yeah.
I feel the same way about this one relative to Biogen. It's win-win. Win-win.
Absolutely. Everything that we've talked about for Anvs goes for Sava.
Yeah.
They're just things of beauty, these charts. All I can say is I'm glad I got back into Anvs at 46 today, and I'm glad I got back into Sava. I don't remember what price I paid, but much lower.
Yeah, I have a bit of Sava. I think I got it in the mid 40s, but I don't have as much as I want.
Yeah. Well, when it goes to 100, you certainly won't have as much.
Yeah.
I always say that when it goes up, and I say the opposite when it goes down.
AVXL.
I just like the company. I don't even care about the price.
No, I mean we had to sell it when it was going at those high prices.
Right.
And then I think I jumped back in. So some of mine was in the high 50s, but then
I think
this
one has to be played in sympathy with the Anvs and Sava.
Yeah.
I think you play them all.
Spread the chips. Yeah, why not? Why not?
Who knows what kind of move you could get out of this?
Yeah, my strategy is play these 3 and just don't play Biogen, basically.
Eli Lilly could jump big time as well.
Oh, true. I forgot about them. Yeah.
Which one?
Eli Lilly.
Oh, yeah. We haven't talked about Lilly, right?
Lilly could jump big time. Lilly jumps big time. If Biogen is approved, the whole market could soar because Lilly is is a very big company. Biogen is a big company.
Right.
With Sally, another big company. So this could have like ripple effects throughout the whole stock market, not just biosec.
Well,
I know.
The question is whether or not the Biogen product would corner the market. But with enough of this buzz, we could say that it probably would not.
Well,
I don't think it would.
The negative part to their approval is it might be tougher to get people for the other trials because they're just going to want the Biogen drug, they won't want to go to trials.
It'll take about 5 years for them to realize what they're doing is not working, if that's the case.
Yeah. So that could be a negative. It could slow down the progress of the trial.
There's no shortage of subjects, unfortunately, in terms of Alzheimer's. So I wouldn't even worry about that.
You don't think that's a major issue, huh?
No, I mean, how many people are turning 90 just in this this year?
Yeah.
The only reason I think it could be an issue is if, people get just super excited about the fact that one's finally out there and they're like, screw it, we don't have much time anyway. Let's just go for the one that works.
And it's supposedly going to slow the progress
Right.
of the disease.
But I mean, I'm rooting for approval regardless. There's too many variables here. I think I just have to root for it.
So let's review. We have what stocks do we have that are definitely going to move in sympathy? Anvs might, Anvs, Sava,
Lilly.
Lilly, and what about
And the indexes, XBI and IBB.
Yeah, XBI and IBB, very, very crucially.
What about Denali is another one, right?
Yeah, Denali Therapeutics.
Denali, right. Denali, I think we have you might want to put that one up because it's sort of interesting.
I haven't looked at this one either.
Like we said, we had that big red candle that killed everything.
Well,
and then the question is whether or not this is the bloodletting right here, or whether or not.
It's interesting that it went down when the others went up.
No, but it did recover. Look at the bottom of that.
Yeah,
it didn't recover much though.
Recovered a little. And it's closed at the 9-day, and the 9-day is about to cross the 100.
Right.
And the 9-day did cross the 200 and the 50 down here, and it's got nothing but up since that happened.
Right. As soon as that hits the bottom of its little that little downline, I think I'm going to hop in.
Uh-huh.
You know, when that nibble sign that Dr. J always talks about.
Well, yeah, because did it stop? Is the low from today lower than the low from 4 days ago or whatever? That big green.
Yes, it looks lower than this.
60.50, and then what's today? 60. Oh, it's the same. It's basically the same. Okay.
A little bit lower.
Yeah.
You might look for middle of this candle, and that's probably where it stopped.
Around 60, yeah. Okay.
So you could just say add at 60 and play it that way.
Maybe. Or don't play this one because it did not have the same kind of reaction.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Sure.
I just like what the 9 days doing in terms of the other. I mean,
I own Denali, so
you still own it. You still in? I went in and out.
I'm not selling it. I own this one. I own almost all of them. I own AVXL again. I bought it at the close. I bought Lilly at the close. I did not buy Biogen. It's the only one I don't own.
Right. I was thinking of selling it, but I realized I owned so little of it. It wasn't worth it.
If it's AD, I own it. Pretty much.
Actually, you actually said you wanted to do LCTX. What is that?
Yeah, because that had news today. Caused it to pop. It's
we lost Jake, but hopefully he'll come back. Or
it's a stock that I own a small amount of in my wife's account.
Wow.
And Musketeer dropped me a tweet that there was news today, and I looked at it and I said, yeah, there's some really good news about the wet macular, one of them, macular degeneration, dry or wet, pick one. I think dry. They do cell grafts of some sort or another, and it's been working. It's been really good, and it's been lasting like 5 years so far on some patients. So it's stopping that. They're not going blind like they do otherwise. It's really been pretty good. And we were in a nice little channel, but we're now clearly above that channel, which is not a bad thing either. Break out above that channel.
Mm-hmm.
And coincidentally, if you draw that channel in,
yeah, perfect bottom.
Yeah, perfect bottom to today's candle.
all right.
Yeah, it's amazing how these things just happen all the time.
It's almost like people do this on purpose.
Yeah.
Well, that had been one of my theses in the past.
And what you want to do is go to the middle of that candle. You don't chase this one. It's not going anywhere but down tomorrow.
Sure.
Yeah. Right.
So you're looking to get in somewhere around 280.
Yeah,
I wouldn't chase this thing.
makes sense.
Right around here. 275, whatever. Right around.
Yeah.
Maybe a little higher, but I like this area to come in. I really doubt that it continues on up tomorrow unless the whole biotech, all the biotechs are up. And then it might continue, but it's going to pull back off this full long green candle. It's going to pull back. I don't think it fills the gap. I think it's good to come in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
It's an interesting play. They also have other pipeline drugs besides the macular degeneration. I think that's an early stage 2A trial. And the other ones are like, this for the spinal column type stuff, stem cells. I think they're into that. They're also into cancer, all kinds of things. But they're early stage, most of their clinical trials.
Dr. J, was there a reason that you did you put CTIC on your list?
Yeah, I had a pop this morning on they finally got a PDUFA date.
Because I've been waiting and waiting. I think I just bailed this week.
Do you remember they said sometime in May? I said sometime in May they're going to get a PDUFA date. Well, they did. Got the PDUFA date at the very end of May, and it caused it to pop pre-market. It was 260 something, right? Tempted to go, but I didn't. And I'm holding because I really think this one should move up nicely. It's in a nice ascending channel now. Beautiful ascending channel. So even if you play it, if it keeps going up, I don't care if it goes up and down within the channel. No problema. So I like it. I've been touting this one, I guess is the right word. I've been expressing my opinion on this one. And of course, my opinions are strictly my own and do not constitute investment advice. And do your own due diligence and all of that other stuff. Check with an advisor before acting. But I do like this one. I think they will get approved in November when their PDUFA date. They got priority review. So instead of 10 months,
right?
Yeah.
Instead
That's
of 10
usually
months,
a good sign.
6 months, right? Instead of 10.
Correct.
I think the PDUFA is the end of November, like the 20th.
It's the 30th. Yeah.
30th.
Little Thanksgiving surprise, maybe.
Yeah, that would be great. I do think they're going to get approved for MF. That's my fibrosis. And that will cut into the inside pharmaceutical market. They're the lone drug for MF now. It's a JAK inhibitor. I think this is also a JAK inhibitor. Don't ask me what that is. I just know the term. JAK1 and JAK2 inhibitor. And this is a 2 without a 1 or 1 without a 2, something like that. If you're really interested, do your own due diligence.
It's time to do the Arjun specials, Biib and
Yeah, Biib.
I'm very high on a lot of biotechs again, including Biib.
Yeah, this is now the one I'm trying to build as big a position as I can.
This is the one we were on a waiting game for quite some time here.
Yeah. But I think it's all going to pay off. Basically, the COVID human data is coming before the end of June, and if it's good, I think it's going to validate that whole EVLP platform, and that's going to just help the valuation of this get to where it should be. It's the market cap here, I think, is just ridiculous. It's like only factoring in the Hep B vaccine.
What is the market cap?
It's so low. I think it's maybe like, what is it, like 800 million? Let me see.
Under $1 billion.
It's definitely sub $1 billion. Yeah, 845. It's just too low. Doesn't make sense.
Yeah. So the news on COVID trial is it a trial?
Yeah, it's a human phase 1, 2A. It's coming before the end of June. I'm almost positive. Management's failed to deliver a couple times, but they've only been like a week or so late. But I think this one, I think they're going to deliver on time.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have
I love what I'm seeing.
Beautiful channel.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's taken out everything that it's supposed to take out. 328 it took out. And it closed above the 328. Remember I said with a close above 328, bye. So
You did.
I doubled my position last week, and I added more today. I like this one a lot as I'm slowly moving back into biotech in a big way.
Yeah. This is my second biggest position after
Biotech is no longer
CRX.
It's no longer DREC.
Correct.
It's no longer DREC.
Correct.
This is a good one. And even your elbow is beginning to look better.
Yeah, elbow PDUFA July. I think that one's gonna be approved. That is my prediction.
Look at this, and the green is crossing the purple. You know what that means? It means buy.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
The line is crossing the 50. And it's been crazy. Almost every biotech, when the 9 crosses the 50, gets a pop. And we also found support at the 50 today. So it's very nice, even though it's a wrong color candle today. It's still behaving well, and it's still in a very big uptrend,
Yep.
along with Biib and along with a lot of other biotechs that are turning it around.
Yep. I think the next 2 months for Albo and Biib.
I do agree with you. I gotta be rooting for Biogen, only because I think it'll give the whole biotech sector a lift.
Yep.
If for no other reason.
Are you still bullish on Drio?
Yeah, I am. I actually would like to chart that one if we have time too. I sold that at 30, and then
mentioning it on the tweets.
Yeah, I love it. It's
so far it hasn't drawn me in yet.
Yeah, I've been building a position since it bottomed, and I started in the 15s, and I'm just nibbling now.
I think this candle has to hold. The one that I'm at now, the low of 15,
62.
I want that to hold. If that doesn't hold, I'm not happy.
Okay.
What do these guys do?
This is health tech play, like baby teledoc kind of deal. Yeah, the thing I'm betting on here, basically, they're getting contracts with the right partners, and I think that this is one that I think I would not be surprised if they get bought out or have some big merger, because a lot of companies are partnering up with them to use their platform.
And right now, it's looking to me like we could be in a trading range, starting a trading range, right? Right between these two lines.
Yep.
That's how it's beginning to be.
So buy around.
You may not see much action on this until you get that takeout. If that's what you're waiting for.
Yeah, I mean, also the revenues that'll just come in slowly too. This one isn't going to be, I don't think, a quick mover, but I do think if it breaks that 1830, it could run to 20 pretty easily.
This is the one that had takeout rumors recently.
A lot of our audience has been liking this one for the takeout.
Yeah,
and we've been waiting and waiting.
Yeah, well, recently they were mentioned as a takeout candidate.
Everyone on the BCRX board hates this one. I don't know why.
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
I haven't even been following why, but it's this stupid rivalry
There's
that I don't even
no
think matters.
reason to hate them. No, it's like the Yankees Mets. If you're a Met fan, you hate the Yankees.
Yeah,
No, we don't
exactly.
hate the Yankees. We hate Yankee fans. Don't you understand?
Yeah, that's true. That is a good point. It's the
we don't.
people.
We think the Yankees are a fine team.
This
It's a perfect analogy.
this thing is going like parabolic.
Yeah, this is incredible.
Back down today a little bit. I think you got to buy this on dips. The nine is going to cross that 100. The 100 is going to cross the 200. This thing has got Momo. We gave back because it had a tremendous run.
I am so close to breaking even on this guy.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it
So
gives
close.
back, maybe it gives back. I think the 100 is support here now.
I bought this a million years ago when Jake was talking about it.
I want to see this green continue up. I want to see the cross. I want to see this doggone thing taken out so I can cash in on something.
Do you want to do DermTech since we're up here?
I don't mind.
And also Sean Jan on the message board. Tell us what you want to chart. You're saying we don't chart what you asked for, so type it in and we'll chart it.
Exactly.
I promise.
Because I was actually thinking of losing faith on this guy.
Oh no, don't lose faith. It's got a beautiful rebound off the bottom. They have an improved test. I told you it's improved to like 1% false negatives, 1% false positives. It's going to go. I think this one should go back to the highs, wherever that was, 60 something was the highs. I think it should go back there. And you know, where the dust settles on this is, you know, will the skin doctors use the doggone thing? Can they be convinced? I think the way they're going to be convinced when the public demands it. That's what I think. Because you know the public isn't stupid. They don't want to get their every little thing, every little dot on their arms and legs and face dug out for testing, and you can put on a smart patch and bingo bango, you're done. So the dermatologist doesn't want to lose that revenue of surgery. So we're at odds that way, I think. But it'll overcome it. This is the color god of skin. Color god is to Exact Sciences what this is to DermTech. This is the PLA, pigmented lesion assay. It's going to be good. That's going to take a little time, but it's going to be really good, I think.
Nice. Should we look at BCRX just because we always look at BCRX, even though there's
before we get to the EV plays?
Wait a second. When I say it's
talk
going
about
to take a little time, I don't mean it's going to take a little time for the stock to go up. I mean it's going to take a little time for it to really catch on.
Oh, I see. Okay.
There is a difference.
Like the revenues, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I want to look at EV a little bit.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, we don't have to look at BCRX. It's always great. Blah blah blah.
Neo,
and Sean didn't send his specific request yet. Linda said Sean wants AMD.
I don't know when it finishes solid. You know, no shadow. It's closed high of day.
Wow.
I don't love that. To me, I'd rather have a little.
That's why it's his favorite.
I'd rather have a little shadow. It tends to come back when it has that full candle.
Right.
So if it comes back, let's say the middle of this green candle.
Yep. The typical.
Bring it at the middle.
Typical midpoint 41.
I wanted to touch on 5.3, 41, 45. So I would look to get it almost a point cheaper if you want in on Neo. Do I think the gap will be filled all the way down here? It could. That would be a close of 38.62. And I would just buy more.
Yeah.
Buy on weakness. And when it for the Momo players, when it crosses this high here at 43.13 for the Momo players. Should have a lot of Momo if it crosses that with good volume. Yeah, that definitely should give it a run to at least 46 and change.
Mm-hmm.
It's looking good.
Excellent. Yeah.
I'm glad I loaded up on NEO. I also bought XPEV and CCIV. I have quite a bit of CCIV. It had a nice
Yeah.
day. I mean,
Sentiment's good for those guys.
we spent a lot of time on EV stocks on Friday, didn't we?
Yeah. Oh, we wanted to, hit that theme.
And it was a good thing.
The chart doesn't look as good as we feel about it.
Well, this is a nice breakthrough today. Today's candle is beautiful. Very nice candle on CCIV.
Yeah.
The chart is not as nice as NEO, but it's looking better. And it's it had a nice 10% move today. You can't sneeze at that. And also XPEV. We like these. We like all of these EV plays.
They had these guys on CNBC this morning.
Oh, it broke out today. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Oh.
It's gone really like parabolic since it made its low. It's like shooting straight up, like it's on fire. XPEV is on fire.
Yeah, me too, Sean.
We've been saying EV is not dead. EV is going to get hot again. Well, here it is. It's hot again.
Well, there was a question about, the China plays versus the non-China plays on this, right? On the electric vehicles. Seems that this week anyway, the China plays are more in favor.
Well, CCIV was up 10% today. That's a nice move.
Yeah, I guess we just couldn't tell by the chart. Doesn't look like this one though.
No, this is just amazing. It had a low of $22. Now it's 34. 50% move. It's flying. And where she stops, nobody knows. I think it's going to come up here to 33.05. Oh, it took that out already.
We took that out.
I think it's
There's a little bit of a gap. There's a little bit of a gap that might provide an opportunity.
It looks like it's going to run to 35.95 now. It's like it doesn't. When it comes down for one day. How many red candles are there? Two out of or four.
Right.
4 out of the last 20 or so. Right? I'm not counting. You don't get too many down days lately.
You inhale and then you exhale.
Yeah.
You inhale and then you exhale.
You just add to your position on the dips. This thing is just, it's got a lot of Momo. We might as well just look at Ford. I don't own Ford. I own the others.
Yeah, I know. Ford, I was thinking about when my opportunity to get in that would be.
It said 13.5 looked attractive.
Yeah, that opportunity may have passed.
Did it hit 13.5 today?
I mean, on the low side, it's 1481 now.
1445. 1445 was the low. But we figured the middle of the screen. I wouldn't chase Ford. It doesn't have the kind of Momo that the others have. I would, if I want this one, I want it at 1350.
Really?
Yeah. I'm not chasing this one. Whereas the others, I wouldn't be chasing if I added because it would hardly affect my average. So I could add at will. But this one, I want the middle of this candle. I'm not chasing this one. I want that 1350. That's what I'm looking. to buy Ford. And even then, I'm not sure that it's better than owning GM, which I just got out of for a huge thing. I'll give you a car company that you got to think about. No one thinks.
There you go.
No one thinks.
No, but that's like buying Churchill, don't you? Didn't you hear all the rumors that Churchill and Apple were? That lasted for all of a minute.
This is the best kept, worst kept secret, I should say, right?
Well,
Apple,
we thought Sony would do it, but Sony's been languishing. It hasn't been anything. Remember, a couple of members of our audience were saying Sony was going to be an EV play.
yeah, I was in it for a while.
So I'm still in it. I'm still waiting.
Waiting for the Robert E. Lee.
More like waiting for Godot.
Waiting for the
Waiting for Godot.
Well, the 200 is proving to be support, which is good. Apple is not looking great, but then big tech is not looking great, period.
Not this month.
No.
But it'll come back.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's the weakest part of my portfolio now, my number 1, 2, and 3 stocks. The Amazon, Apple, and Google is actually okay. Google's been treating me better. Look at this trend line, we're right on trend. At least it's keeping to the trend line, which is a slight upward bias. I think Apple's okay. I'm not thinking about selling it. I'm thinking about buying more.
Of course, this is the retirement, or this is the kids' money.
Yeah, I know. It's my money.
Now.
I'm not giving it to the kids. Especially when the kid didn't hit my mouse.
Yeah, he hit your mouse. That's right.
Allegedly. Nice. It's 2:03. We got maybe a couple more. Or?
I think we're done.
Well, who was Veru? VERU.
What did Sean want?
Dan said Sean asked for it.
What did Sean wanted one? What did he want?
Well, Dan said Sean wanted VERU.
VERU. And then we'll call it quits after this.
Yeah. I don't even know this. It's another. It's got a very long description on StockTwits.
This is sneakily coming back up now. Very
nice chart. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very interesting trend line. It's keeping to that trend line. I like pictures like this where you don't have a huge slope. You have a moderate slope, and it just grows. I like it. I like the picture right now. If it takes out, let's see, what do I want it to take out? Nothing in particular, really. Did it fill this gap?
How about the middle of that red candle?
Did it ever make 879? Yeah, today. So it filled the gap today, and probably close was 879. Yeah. Yeah. So I think as long as it looks good to me. You just jump on board, and if you want to just ride it as long as it keeps to the trend line.
Mm-hmm.
Comes below the trend line, you just sell. This is a no-brainer stock. You don't have to know the fundamentals.
It's breast cancer.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Triple negative breast cancer, that kind of thing.
Oh, I don't know. I just read like one sentence about it.
With a chart like this, you don't need the fundamentals because you just stay in as long as it continues doing what it's doing.
Right.
Get out as soon as it doesn't.
Well, let it be known that today we did not do BCRX. First time in like 100 years. So what a day.
But
Linda said Sean wants AMD, so we might as well do that.
We do have a recommendation on BCRX, and that is buy.
Yes, buy.
buy it and keep buying it.
Yep.
That's
a good way to end the show.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, Linda.
So Jake jumped off already, I guess.
Yeah, he sort of fell off it.
He's a busy man. He's a busy man.
Jiggly, are you still in JMIA? I wonder if Jiggly's still in
Yeah,
there.
he's been complaining on the.
Yeah.
He's got a couple of locks. Is that one in tandem? Appear to the blooms off the rose on those guys.
I'm still in tandem. I bought it at 80, looking for that 100.
Is it going to go back there? Do you think?
Dan, what? That's not a Dan move.
Not typically.
Not a typical Dan move.
Well, they'll make it up for us if there is next month.
At 46. Wetware bought it, I think, at around 50. A lot of our subscribers to the show, to the channel, jumped into Anvs again.
Yeah, I jumped in at 50.5, and then I jumped in again at 46.5. So I was happy.
I don't know about that, Sean.
Yeah, no, that was when he was walking in the park.
Yeah, Jiggly is once more DMTK. And Linda's interested in the growers, the pot growers. And what else? Rishi. Oh, I forgot about ENTX. We'll do that next time, which is this Friday at what time? 12?
Yes. Hold on. Friday. Friday is busy for me, but yeah, I'm good at. Can you do 11:30?
Yeah, we could do 11:30.
I believe so.
Let's do that. Let's do
Friday
that.
at 11:30. You heard it here. The next Dr. J talking stocks, and we're going to lead off with ENTX. Remember that, Arjun. Remember that, Professor Spike.
ENTX. Book it.
On ENTX.
I'm gonna make my calendar reminder say that right now.
Yeah, because we like to honor all requests. Hasta luego. Bye. That means bye.
I thought it
Don't forget to
until I get to eat eggs.
subscribe and give us
Oh, yeah, one of these. Or
Two of them. Make a new account. Make two accounts and give us
Tell
two
your
thumbs
friends
up.
about it. We're giving. We got all the hot stuff. All the hot stocks.
Mr. Wine was here for a little while.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he asked for ATNM next time.
Oh yeah. The Titanium Pharmaceuticals next time.
Okay.